necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Apparently my bare necessities do not include a working phone holder thingy-mabobber. Hold on one second. Hey, Kit Kat. All right. Hello, everybody. Rawr. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Night Mini Medicine Card reading. All right. Hey, Kit Kat. Being joined by my kitty cat here. Missy, I need the table. Thank you. All right. Hello, everybody. Awesome. So we have Joe and Roulette. And Devlin. Hi, guys. And Tammy. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay. Thank you guys for watching. We are going to do some medicine cards. For those who may be new, my name is Patrick. I am your friendly neighborhood shaman. And every week I pull 6, well, technically 7 medicine cards, the cards with the animal totems on them. And the first 6 people to post yes in the comments get a 1-card reading. And for anyone who comes in after that, if the 6 spots are taken up, I tell people to choose a number between 1 and 6 and just follow along, and whatever that card is, whatever I say for the other person, your message, your guidance will be along with that, kind of piggybacked in, because that's the way spirit works. So, woohoo! It's another Monday. It was a beautiful day. I spent like 3 hours or 4 hours down at the river. I thought about staying down there to do the readings down there, which I might do sometime. But I kind of had to go to the bathroom, and there's no bathrooms down there, so I came home, which was fine because I got a nap in. Anyway, thank you for joining me. The only thing that I ask in return for watching this video is if you would please share the video. You can, share it to someone's page. You can tag somebody in the comments. But I am requesting your help in getting my voice out there, because people seem to like what I do. And so if I can get more people liking what I do, then I'm a happy shaman and supporting the people that are supporting me. So it's a win-win, non-zero sum. Bye, Kit Kat. You going? Since I've been at the river all day, Kira's a little lonely, so she's been hanging around. Go ahead, lay down, Missy. All right, so. Oh, hey, Joe, yeah. You were here last week, weren't you? I think you only missed one. But, oh wait, no. Last week was a really strange week. We only had 9. Okay. Grounding. We only had 3 people last week. And I think Deb was the only one who was a regular, so that was actually kind of cool. But welcome back, everyone. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We have 2 spots left if anyone still wants a 1-card reading. I'm going to try to do my reading. Oh, you couldn't get it to work? That's strange. Well, Mercury retrograde, so probably had something to do with it. Alrighty. Also trying to kind of wake myself up. I took a nap earlier. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Alright, so here we go. Number 1, card 1 is for Joe. Alright, Joe, you got Boar. Boar, I love boar. In fact, boar is one of my animals. I've got a boar's tooth. Boar is my body protector. He's like my protector. And that's kind of what boar medicine is. It's about I liken it to how you learn karate so that you don't have to use it. Because once you know karate, because of the confidence you build, because of the way you carry yourself differently, people don't tend to pick a fight with you, right? It's like you carry yourself differently. You give off a different vibe, you know, and I know that, like they talk about how, predators tend to look for the weak, look for someone who isn't confident, who looks like they're scared or alone or whatever. The roulette says Joe calls Joe Papa Bear. Maybe it should be Papa Boar. Valerie, I will put you down in parentheses. Maybe it'll be kind of a slow night. And so Boar, the fact that Boar came up upright, it's like, I don't know what the threshold is that you crossed, but you've basically leveled up. Boar is about initiation. When Boar comes up, it brings up the whole thing about how, like, across the globe in many, many indigenous cultures, the rite of passage to adulthood is to kill a wild boar. At least for the male. Although, who knows, that's a little bit of Western thinking. But it's the rite of passage is to kill a wild boar, because boar is probably the most fierce wild creature on the planet. They're unpredictable. When they get threatened, they go into this bloodlust. They literally go insane, and they start just spinning and slashing, and nobody wants to mess with them because of that. In fact, if a tiger sees a boar coming down the jungle path, the tiger will turn tail and go the other way, because even a tiger doesn't want to mess with boar. And so it's like a rite of passage. It's like you just came through some kind of initiation. I like to think of Boar as kind of the boss in the video games, you know, when you're completing a level and you have to overcome the boss of that level. It's like that's Boar. Boar big Boar, yeah, you're getting distracted. Boar is the gatekeeper, like the boss in a video game, and he's not there to pick you apart or to put you in your place or anything like that. He's there as the gatekeeper, kind of the sensei, to make sure that you have all the skills and the tools and the wisdom that you need to survive on the next level. And so if you aren't ready, then you get sent back, right? And you have to attain whatever tools and wisdom you need, right? But coming up, right, it's like you've already passed that threshold. You know, and it's usually overcoming some fear. It's like before Boar becomes the gatekeeper, he's kind of the protector. He's the embodiment of our inner demons, the embodiment of our fears that kind of surrounds our reality, right? The center of the reality is our comfort zone, and we don't usually run into too many problems. And the outside of that, the perimeter of that comfort zone, is a ring of fear, because, you know, on the other side of that ring is the unknown, the discomfort of not knowing what's happening, not knowing how to handle things or whatever. And so when we outgrow one level of that comfort zone, we start bumping up against the edges of that perimeter. That's when we start encountering Boar. And so Boar becomes the fears that we face. And anything you can face, you can overcome. Because just by facing your fears, even if you're quaking in your boots, even if you're scared out of your mind, if you can stand and just face the fear, feel it, and move forward anyway, then you're already taking back your power, right? It's like, it's kind of a smoke and mirrors kind of thing. It's like our fears only have the power that we give them. And when you face them, you start to see through the illusion of that fear. It might still be scary, but it's like a paper tiger. You know, a paper tiger might look all scary and ready to eat you, drooling and roaring, but it's made out of paper and therefore holds no danger or threat to you, right? So, whatever you've done, it's like kudos from the universe. You've crossed some threshold. It's like, and it doesn't mean that fear is necessarily totally gone. It might continue to kind of ripple through from sporadically, you know, because we tend to think of life as a circle, right? But life is actually a spiral. And if that fear is here and we go around the spiral, we might still encounter it when we get to this point, but we're up higher. And so it's like this unwinding of that fear. Every time we encounter it, we're experiencing it from a higher level. And so we have a higher perspective, and it no longer holds the emotional charge that it might have at some time. So, good job, Joe. Yeah. And the thing is, once you cross that threshold, once you face Boar and walk through that threshold, cross that line, you become Boar. You become that one that is so confident in themselves that no one is going to pick on you. And if they do, it's like, it's not so much you go insane and start flailing around or anything, but you're unpredictable because you're not living by the standards of other mainstream people. Your thoughts, your experiences are way outside their comfort zones. And so even if you're just reacting or responding to you what might seem like a mild, innocent kind of way, they might take it as this full attack, and it's like, kind of like, some people who were raised very, fundamentalist, and they see a deck of tarot cards like, oh my God, it's the devil, and they run for the hills. Well, other people are like, oh, that is so cool. That's a tool to help, connect with my own intuition and connect with spirit. It's like you're not responsible for how people receive you. You're only responsible for how you present. And you present as your authentic self. Good. I'm glad that made sense to you. I'm glad that... Good job, Joe. It's like you're always moving forward. It's kind of fun because I don't get to talk to you or see you very often. But through this kind of weekly check-in, I get to kind of see what's going on in your guys' lives and how you're doing. It's just like awesome. Oh, hi, Deb. Okay, I will put you down also in parentheses. And if no one else... So technically we have 2 spaces left. We have 2 people willing to take them. Oh, good job, Joe. You guys are awesome. All right. So, roulette gets card number 2. When I met my Boar spirit guide, like I said, he's my body protector, so he's kind of the spirit I call on, body protector. Like when I'm in a place that maybe I shouldn't be in, or in a place that I'm nervous about or whatever, I can call him in, and he basically surrounds me with his energy and puts out that vibe. But when I first met him, when we first did a journey to meet our body protectors, when it was Boar, I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping to get like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I wanted like a fairy or something. And so he's like, I can do fairy, and he just like, and like just burst into all these little fairy lights, different colored rainbow lights bopping around and stuff. So that was really cool. He's kind of non-binary. I know Boar is supposed to be masculine, but I call him Alice because my guides are so weird in a good way. So I call him my Aurora Borealis, and so I call him Alice for short, and he likes it. So I think he's like non-binary or trans or something. He's not married to the whole masculine thing. Anyway, that's all beside the point. Let's see. All right, roulette. Card number 2. All right, roulette. You've got deer. I seem to recall that the last time you were here, I don't remember what the card was that you got, but I know there was a bit of not upheaval necessarily, but like unrest. I'll put it that way. And this goes to show you how far you've come, because above all else, deer is about compassion, especially self-compassion. It's about the first part of the Namaste, right? Like, you can't see the divine in someone else until you can see the divine in yourself. You can't have compassion for someone else until you feel that compassion for yourself, right? So this is, I know there were some challenges with other people, and oh, it was skunk, wasn't it? Yeah. And so there was a little bit of unrest. And this just goes to show you how much better you're doing, because you are the priority. Doesn't matter what anyone else does, as long as you're in alignment, as long as you have that self-love and that self-compassion, as long as you can see the divine in yourself, you can see the divine in everybody else. Doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what they do. Especially it doesn't matter what they do, because what they do is not who they are. And so that doesn't mean you excuse them for their actions. It doesn't nullify what they do or say to you, how they act to you, how they treat you. But by having that compassion for yourself, seeing through the facade of the pain or the anger, seeing their actions as a reflection of their own fears and their own lessons, instead of taking them personally, you can see the divine within them and then let go of the rest. Not that that means you necessarily have to deal with them, because you can love them and go the other way because you don't like them. Does that make sense? So it doesn't matter what anyone else does, as long as you have that self-compassion. The eyes of wonder, when you look at the world open-endedly, with eyes of wonder, with that curiosity. I mean, as a kid, we went through Yellowstone Park one time, and we saw a deer on the side of the road. And I had a camera, and my mom and dad stopped the camper and let me get out, and I went trying to take a picture of this deer. And so I'm trying, not chasing it so much as I'm trying to like kind of stalk it and go quietly and slowly, but it disappeared on me. I'm like, dang it. And then so I turned around to go back to the camper, and there it was. Because it was curious. Even though I was trying to find it, and it got away, it took care of itself and got out of the way, and then circled back to take a look to see, out of curiosity, who is this person? What are they doing? Why are they looking for me? Right? So don't let the worst thing, how do I put this? The worst thing you can do is allow someone else to make you hate them. That is the worst thing someone can do, is make you hate them. Because then they have won. Then you're in duality, and it's comparison time, and it's trying upper hand. But if you're coming from wholeness, coming from your heart, and you realize the oneness of everyone, it doesn't mean you need to be close to everyone. But when you can see that divine spark in everyone, no matter who they are, what they do, then there's nothing they can do to you. Then you are in your sovereignty, right? And nothing anyone else does or says can change that. It's like, who was Eleanor Roosevelt that said something about no one can make you feel inadequate without your permission? So not only is standing in self-love and self-compassion, that softness, that curiosity, that openness is actually your strength. That's where your power comes from. And it's that innocence and that power that makes you unshakable, that makes you unattainable to others. Okay? So keep going, keep doing it. You're rocking it. Oh, thank you, Joe. Okay, Roulette, you just commented, and I'm assuming it has to do with the reading, but it's way too long for me to read right now, so I will read it when we're done. But thank you. Oops, there we go. Okay, the last part, you're basically happy in your life, and they don't have that. That's all I'm saying. Like they say, the best revenge is a well-lived life, right? And if people are going to talk bad about you or think bad about you, the best thing you can do is live in a way that others won't believe that. Good job, Roulette. All right, number 3. Davlin. Oh, all right. Oh my God. Ha! Davlin, you're not going to believe this. So I'm shuffling and a card went soaring out that way. And soaring is exactly the right word. Because you got eagle. Card number 3 for Davlin. I love spirit. So for those who don't remember, there was, I don't know how many weeks ago it was, I was talking about, I showed one of my, I've got, well, it's a bison rib bow that I made with a bison rib. It's a rib from a real bison. I made it into a bow, strung it. And then when I was going through a rough time, I gave myself an eagle feather for each of the challenges that I got through. And so now it has all these, fake eagle feathers on it, right? To show me that it turns each challenge into a strength. It's like now I look at it with all the eagle feathers. Each eagle feather represents a battle that I came through. And my friend Davlin, I was telling her about that, and I told her I would help her out with that. So I made her a bison rib bow, and I strung some eagle feathers for her, so that every time she goes through a challenge or anxiety or whatever, comes through the other side, she can give herself an eagle feather and put that on her bow so that she can see how strong she is. And so the coincidence, the synchronicity of that, Devlin, is amazing. Okay, the words that are coming to me: you are finding your wings, right? Eagle. So I was going to say eagle is the king of the birds because eagle flies the highest. And actually there's a story where that's not exactly true. He is the highest flying. Well, that's not true either. But eagle is seen as great spirit. Eagle, grandfather eagle, is the embodiment of great spirit. He flies higher than the other birds, and so he sees everything. Instead of things being linear, he sees the entire landscape laid out beneath him, so he can see how everything is connected, how there are no lines or boundaries like there are on maps, right? It's all one earth. And, oh, Kit Kat, you're so adorable. Kira's helping me by giving me my... Oh, I can't tell if I'm... Say hi. Oh. Say hi, Kit Kat. She's all upside down. Sorry. Momentary intermission. Cat break. Anyway, so eagle flies higher than anyone else. Eagle soars. It wouldn't be a reading if cats weren't trying to distract. That's awesome. Yeah, she's very distracting. The thing with eagles, so as you're giving yourself those feathers for each, on those, the big feathered headdresses that Native Americans wear, like the Lakota people wear, each of those eagle feathers is a battle that person survived. So each eagle feather is a battle, is something they overcame. And so the longer the headdress, the stronger the person, or the more wise the person, the more medicine that person has, etc. And so giving yourself an eagle feather for every time you overcome a shortcoming or a fear, kind of like what I was talking about with Joe earlier with boar. It's like the more feathers you have, the easier it is to fly. And the thing about eagles, eagle came to me in a vision one time, a long time ago, and made it clear to me that when eagle spreads his wings, what he's actually doing is opening his heart. It's an act of surrender. It's not an act of protection. Eagle doesn't need to protect. Eagle opens his heart to surrender to the winds. And it's the winds, the air, right? And air in some languages, air and spirit are synonymous. And so it's like this surrendering to spirit, knowing that he can be totally vulnerable and the winds will carry him. Eagles don't really flap their wings much. They don't actually fly as much as they soar because they don't need to, because their hearts are open. So what I'm getting from this is that through this, finding your own power, giving yourself credit for the difficulties you've come through, focusing on your strength rather than knocking yourself down for, falling into some old pattern or, regrets like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, or I wish I'd done that differently or whatever. Instead of focusing on the down, like the pitfalls, focusing on the strength that you have to get through, because the more of those feathers you have hanging there, the more you feel like you can do anything, because you've got physical evidence that you've already come through so much, right? And so the more, and this totally goes back full circle to Boar, the first card, because the more confident you are in yourself, the less you have to fight, and the more you can open your heart, open your wings to spirit, and allow spirit to carry you. It becomes effortless because spirit is uplifting you. You don't have to get there of your own volition, your own energy. You simply open and allow spirit to carry you, right? Good job, my friend. It tickles me. I love that you come on here, and I appreciate your presence here and your openness and your willingness to learn and stuff. It's awesome. You're awesome. Thank you. All right, Tammy. You're so welcome, Devlin. Okay, Tammy. Are you sure you don't want a card for Carmi? Devlin. Awesome. Devlin's cawing. Caw, caw. When I was in this class, we were split into groups, and I don't remember why or what we were doing, but we got in our group. I'm like, okay, we need a secret word. We need to be able to like signal each other. So our secret password is caw, caw. So we would be wherever we were is like on this land someplace. We'd be like caw, caw, and we knew where each other was. So, hi, Missy. Mirror. Oh. Kira's being all cute again. All right, and back to our show, already in motion. All right, Tammy, you are up. Card number 4. And if there's anyone who still wants, I love Finding Nemo. Swimming, swimming, keep on swimming. Fish are friends, not food. So if anyone has come in late, there are technically 2 spots open. Okay, Anna, you have one of them. Hi, Brandy. Did you want a reading? We technically have one more spot open. There are 2 people who said they would take them if no one else came in. So, Anna, you got one of them. All right, Brandy. Thank you, Deb and Valerie, for holding their places. Oh, and Brandy, I wanted to thank you so much for the reading you did for us a couple of weeks ago. Used to do the caw-caw at her troops at camp. That's funny. Brandy, you proved to be correct on the reading you gave for us about Valerie's pup dog. And you really helped open up Brandy Culver. If anyone else, if you're interested in someone that's really good at what she does, doing readings, she helped us doing some animal communication. She is amazing. So, all right, Tammy. Back to the show. All right, number 4, card number 4. Tammy. All right. You got the lizard. Doesn't Kevin usually get the lizard? So the lizard is the dreamer. Okay, I'm getting some stuff and I'm trying to let it kind of unspool in a linear fashion so I can put it into words. So, and again, all the cards are coming up upright. I'm going to say that and then like the next ones are going to be reversed. Not that that matters. It's just, it's interesting when like one after the other, like they all come up. That one time, a couple of weeks ago, I pulled a total of 13 cards that day and every single card came up upright. What I'm feeling for you, Tammy, is that this is an acknowledgement from the universe that it's like a feeling of, it's like becoming more comfortable in your own skin as far as looking inward for answers rather than outward. Like, rather than that separation between, you know, you and the universe, right? That there's like that duality. It's like you're settling into that place, and it feels like it's settling into your awareness and your acknowledgement that you are part of that equation. That it's not just stuff happening to you, happening at you, like the universe is throwing things your way, and that it's more like feeling that interconnectedness where you're realizing that your intentions, your dreams, your thoughts and desires are actually the key in the ignition that creates what comes toward you. And that it's a give and take. It's not that there is no subjective reality, right? All right. Yeah. So rather than getting caught in the whirlpool of all the synchronicities around you, everything that's going on out there, and being like, oh my God, 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 it's kind of like coming back to center. Realizing that that is the reflection of you rather than just something that's separate from you happening. Yeah, I already got Brandy and Anna are cars 6 and 7. So Valerie was trying to make sure people got places tonight. So, does that make sense, Tammy? I'm just trying to feel into it because it's like, I feel like there might be something else that hasn't quite surfaced yet. Okay. It's like that cliche about if you let go of something and it doesn't come back, it was never yours to start with. But if it comes back, you know for sure that it was meant to be, kind of thing. Sometimes Lizard needs to release his tail. He has to sacrifice his tail, right? In order to get away, to foil the predator and take care of himself. So sometimes he needs to let go of things. But his tail is part of who he is, right? And so his tail will always grow back. And so it's like not being afraid to let go of things because, like I said, if it wasn't yours, it won't. If it doesn't come back, it was never yours in the first place. But if it's part of you, if it's essential to who you are, you can't really lose anything. It all comes back. All right? Womp, 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 womp. You're funny, Tammy. All right, Anna, you have card number 5. Yay, thanks for coming back, Anna. It's good to see you here. All right. Anna. You're welcome, Tammy. Anna, you got the frog. Frog is about cleansing. Frog is kind of the patron saint of empaths because when frog sits in the water, they actually take in the water they need through their skin. They don't actually drink it. So whatever is in the water eventually ends up in frog. Just like an empath who doesn't know how to take care of themselves, they just kind of soak in all the energies and emotions around them. And so they get sick and toxic and all of that. But the thing about frog, frog needs that pure water, right? He needs a pure source of water. So if frog does not have that where he is, he will hop to the next pond and he will keep hopping until he finds pure water, or, you know, at least clean enough water. I suppose these days is like pure water might not be in short supply, but so Frog will actually look for what nurtures him. He will look for what is healing for him. He doesn't stay in a toxic situation. The fact that he came up upright kind of points to the fact that you're already doing this. That you're already, like people or situations that deplete you, that make you feel crappy or whatever. It's like letting go of those. And by doing that, you're opening space for others to come in that do support you, that do heal you, that, you know, more healing energy for you to be in, to support you, right? Yeah, so don't, as an empath, we empaths are here to help heal the world. The way we do that is by discerning the line between where our energy stops and someone else's starts, right? And so when Frog needs that time to himself, that time in a pure environment, so that he can tell, so that he knows his energy, so he knows what makes him tick, so that when he is around others, when he's in the community or whatever, if suddenly he feels some random emotion or something, he's like, oh crap, what's wrong with me? He knows that's not him. And by knowing that, just that awareness that that's not your energy is enough to stop that energy. And that is the strength of the empaths. We can be sensitive to energies without taking them in, without soaking them in. And so it's by being that sensitive, you know, feeling those energies, and then we can kind of go back inside ourselves, find that, you know, light and love and divine energy within us to help cleanse our own energy field of whatever that was that got stuck on the edge of our field. And so just by cleaning ourselves, cleansing our own energy, that ripples out and most likely heals whatever that was for the other person, or at least uplifts them a little bit. It makes a difference. So you don't need to be reaching out to help other people. You don't have to be like, oh crap, that person is not doing... Okay, that sounds really bad. Let me try to put that in a different way. So I'm not saying you shouldn't offer to help people if they're having a hard time. But you don't have to go out and about looking for people to heal, looking for people to fix. That is the power of the empath, because we know it within ourselves. We can feel the energy around us, and so we can heal it without ever having to leave our energy, right? It's like, I think what Kafka talked about, the ability to know the world without ever leaving his house. Because, you know, in the hologram that is the universe, every part of a hologram contains the entire hologram. And so you, as a point in that holographic universe, you actually contain everything within yourself. You don't have to go looking for things. They're all here. And so by healing that, what's inside of you, you actually change the world around you, right? So good job. Good job. Yay. And we've talked about that before. I know we've had conversations about that same kind of thing. So you're doing it. You're doing it. Good job. All right. So card number 6 for Brandy. Thanks for joining us, Brandy. It's good to have you on. Awesome. Oh, I appreciate you too, Anna. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. Anytime. That's my job, to be the reminder. I am your personal post-it note when you forget. All right, Brandy. Card number 6. Thank you again, Valerie and Deb, for relinquishing your spot so that others could come in late and get their readings. All right. All right, Brandy, you got Mouse, and Mouse came up reversed, which is not bad. I'm always afraid people are like, oh crap, what did I do wrong? Like, no, nothing. But Mouse in reverse tends to be a sign of overwhelm. Like, you're this tiny little mouse, and the world is so big and confusing, right? And kind of like what I was just saying to Anna, your job, your responsibility is not to change the world, is not to heal the world. Your job and your responsibility is to change and heal yourself. Because by doing so, that's how you change and heal the world. Oh no, your video's stuck. Sorry, Brandy. I hope you can see this in replay then. That's interesting that Mercury retrograde. So the message of Mouse in reverse really is about keeping things simple. It's like drawing back from the world, realizing the world can take care of itself. The world is gonna keep going no matter what you do or what you think. The world will go on and on and on. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to focus on yourself and on the little simple joys of your life, the things that make you happy, right? You don't have to worry about the cat that lives down the street. You don't have to worry about the dog next door. You don't have to worry about what's going on halfway around the globe. Again, like I was saying with Anna, it's a very similar thing. It's like, by taking care of yourself, you take care of the world. And again, you don't have to go searching for people to fix or to heal or to help. Let them come to you. It's like each of us is a mouse, right? And we have our own little reality bubble, right? But there are millions and millions of us. And if each mouse took care of their little corner of the world and just their corner of the world, the entire world would be okay overnight, right? So listen to your heart. One thing that's been coming to me over and over lately is letting go of obligations and responsibilities. Not just, the obligations of, like family and, birthday cards or Mother's Day cards or whatever else, responsibilities and obligations to be a good person, a good citizen or whatever. But, how do I put this? The imagined obligations. How do I put that differently? It's like we go through life thinking that we're obliged to do certain things, or that if someone says something, or if a certain thing happens, we are obligated to feel a certain way or to react a certain way. And that is just part of the illusion. That is part of the dream. You are never obligated to feel or experience something to someone else's expectations. It's about non-resistance, really. It's about allowing yourself to feel the things you feel. My phone is getting really low, so I'm glad this is our second to last card. What was I saying? Your experience is your experience. And there is no one who can take that away from you. Your experience is your truth. And you are not obligated to water it down, nicen it up, make it pretty for others. And like Tammy said, no is a complete sentence. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You're not obligated to give reasons and excuses or to ask permission from anybody. You are sovereign. You are your own authority. You are the queen of your own world, right? So allow yourself to... I started out tonight, I know you came in later, I started out tonight singing the bare necessities. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. So a lot of times our worries and our strife are things we feel obligated. We feel we owe it to the world to feel bad, or we owe it to the world to feel sad, or we owe it to the world to stuff down our feelings and not make a scene and not cry in public or whatever it is. But what the world really needs is more authentic, passion-driven people. Crap. What was the mouse? Is it the cricket mouse? Or the grasshopper? It's the grasshopper mouse, I think. There's a mouse, it's the grasshopper mouse, actually howls at the moon. It's actually a predator. Just this little tiny mouse, but it hunts. And it's a predator. And it howls at the moon. Be grasshopper mouse. You are sovereign. There is nothing anyone can do to you. You don't owe anybody anything. Okay? So I hope that resonates. You said before that was resonating, so I hope that makes sense. I hope that is helpful. Roulette was just saying these things to Joe. Awesome. So, that is our 6 cards, and I will pull one more for the general public. You're so welcome, Brandy. Thank you for joining us. Look up Grasshopper Mouse. They're amazing. Now remember that because Joe got it one time. All right, so one more card for the collective, for everybody, whether you got a personal reading or not. So we got the 7th card is Dog. Self-love. Self-respect. Be the guardian of your own borders. Trust your heart to know who is allowed within those boundaries and who is not. And again, no obligations. You don't owe anybody to let them into your personal space. Because when you let people into your space that don't belong there, there's no more space for the people who do. For instance, I was in a relationship a while back, and my then partner actually told me, basically, she was just waiting for something better to come along. And I knew at that point that I had to leave. And not because she was disrespecting me or anything like that, but because I knew she would never find the person she was looking for if I were in that spot. And that wasn't all. I mean, that's an oversimplification. There were other issues going on, and things were kind of on the rocks anyway. But that was the point when I knew I had to leave, because, and if I was just a placeholder for her, then at the same time, she was just holding a spot for me. And who I was supposed to meet, who I met shortly after that, was my twin flame. So love yourself. And the more you love yourself and you hold those boundaries, dogs are guardians. Guard your borders. You don't have to be nasty about it or anything like that, but just hold your ground. Because the more you do, the more you leave that space for others to come in, to reflect that love you have for yourself, the more people are going to show up. Roulette, you just distracted me with your comment. The more you love yourself, the more you're going to draw the people to you who also love themselves, so that you can trust that they are there because they love you. They are there because they are complete unto themselves. And there's no ulterior motives. They don't need anything from you. They are there because they love you, because they resonate with you. And that's how you find your pack, right? So, and let your inner puppy out. Let yourself play when you are around people that you love. When you are around the people that accept you for who you are, do them a favor and be who you are. Because that's who they love, right? There is nothing enlightened about playing small for someone else's comfort. Be yourself. Be your authentic self. Otherwise, you're going to end up with people around you that don't belong there. So, oofda. All right, that was our readings for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. If you would like a personal reading, you can visit my website at perchingwolfstudios.net. You can set up a session right there, readings or healings or mentoring or classes, all of that. You can get the information on my website. If you would like to support your friendly neighborhood shaman and help me continue to be able to do this work that I'm doing, if you like what I do, if I help you at all and you feel you want to do something more, I will put my PayPal information under this video once I share it to my Facebook page, and I will also upload it to my Perching Wolf YouTube channel. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait until my phone is really... I see comments coming in, but I'm gonna have to read them afterwards. So I will put that PayPal information down there, and that'll be on my Facebook page, and it will be on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way, if you miss a week, you can still catch up on it. You know, if I'm doing any other, you'll get notice if I'm doing other videos. The weather's been nicer, so I've been spending more time at the river, and when I'm at the river, I tend to get inspired, and sometimes I'll do spontaneous videos, etc. And if you subscribe to my channel, you don't have to worry about missing any of that. Anything else? That might be it for tonight. So please share the video. Please, if you know of anyone that this might help, help me get my name out there, help me get my voice out there. If you benefit from this, let someone else benefit too, and I thank you so much for that. I thank you for your support. It means the world to me, and the fact that I'm still doing this 3 years after I started doing this is because of you, and I think I'm so grateful. I recognize that. And to all the ones who do send in support, I don't know how to reply in messages on PayPal or Venmo, so it's not that I don't acknowledge or recognize the support you're giving me, and so I thank you right here and now for that support. There are a number of you that are continually supporting me in that way, and I am so, so appreciative. Thank you so very much. So I hope to see you next week. Invite your friends. Come early to get your own personal one-card reading. And until I see you next, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right. Bye.